I am the Doctor, this is my section. Earth is under my protection. Planet of birth is Gallifrey. I've got 2 hearts, your life is saved. Run into the Master Raw, Missy. Come on, Alonzo. Alonzi. I am a Time Lord. No, I'm not rich. 12 bodies a man. Now it's time for a switch. Don't look like that. I'm in great health. You were expecting someone else? Regeneration. Oh, such fun. When I say run, run, run. What's that, my boy? Peace and sanity. Sorry, mustache. Reverse the polarity. Sometimes I'm north, but always a limey. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Jump in the TARDIS, go for a ride. It's bigger on the inside. Exploring all of time and space. Oh, what's that? Exterminate.
Cybermen or Daleks, maybe.
Would you like a jelly baby? Time's ticking, we'd best go. A new adventure, Geronimo! I am fantastic, so are you. Best come with me, I'm Doctor Who. Oh, welcome to a brand new episode of D4WH. If this message is activated, then it can only mean one thing. We must be in danger. Emergency Program 1 means that I'm facing an enemy that should never get their hands on this podcast. And if you want to remember us, then you can do one thing. That's all. One thing, have a good life.
Aww.
I am one of your hosts. I was much better off as a coward. I'm Adam O'Sullivan. Joining me as always is our other host. She is worth fighting for. It's Nicchia Schutt.
Oh, that was nice. And the kiss you just gave me, lovely.
Well, that's how we start every episode.
Yeah, I know. We should film it one day. It's quite creepy.
No, I don't want that to be out in the world.
Especially the faces I pull afterwards.
I signed the contract, so I'll do it every episode, but I don't want it out there. Today we are joined once again by the passive aggression. He's more than clever, he's brilliant. It's Ashwin Segkar.
I'm not brilliant. What happened is I just talked to your dog, Charlie, out the back.
Yeah, his name's Archie, but that's
That's part of the non-brilliance that I was mentioning.
You are the weakest link.
Yes. Because I was like, why isn't he responding?
The dog thinks his name is Charlie, but you call him Archie.
Yeah,
Archie, yes.
Yeah, he's got an identity crisis. What did Charlie tell you?
Well, I made him sniff my hand because I thought that's what you do to build bonds with a dog. But I'd already done that earlier. So he's like, I've already approved you for head. Why are you doing that? It's like double tapping at the 7-Eleven.
I think he thinks that that's a bit needy. Like, you've really got to like him.
Yeah.
Like him, you know?
So he's turned on me.
Yeah.
He's too cool for me.
Oh,
now.
the dog thinks that other people are needy? Like, anyway. And back again, she just wants to collect her winnings from the game station. It's Taylor Edwards. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Do you like me, Taylor?
Yeah.
I'm not needy, but do you like me?
Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love? Can I just say that Game Station sounds like the most generic console name ever? Coming out soon, Game Station featuring games.
Well, at least you know what it does.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Game Station and it's a fridge, that would get you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll get me.
I actually worked at Myer for a bit. It was around about the time that they just brought out that fridge that had the internet connection. And that's the one question we got asked the most was, do you have that fridge that has the internet connection? And we'd have to be like, no, there's only certain places that can sell it in Australia because you have to get it specially installed because they have to be both a plumber and like an electrician.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's
Imagine how
crazy.
expensive it would be just to get a fridge who can nag you about the things that your husband or your wife can nag you about.
Yeah. Oh, back then
Or your partner.
it was like 10 grand just for the fridge.
Oh, my
It was
God.
crazy.
I don't need that.
I'm glad we got rid of that.
Just stick an iPad to your fridge.
Write a list, people.
On
Look
your
at
iPad.
fridge.
Write a list with your iPad. That's what technology is going.
Yeah, write it on paper. Ooh, old school.
Anyway, Game Station is probably better than Xbone, so...
Or a thing that looks like penis.
Just generic thing that... We're not even making penis jokes anymore, it's just
Only
things that look
3
like
minutes
penis.
in and the word penis has already been said.
Ba,
Well
ba,
done.
ba. We start as we always do with Doctor Who in the news. Doctor Huey in the news. Last week we mentioned that Captain Jack Harkness had been voted as the modern character viewers would most like to see return to the show. Well, it seems that John Barrowman, inspired by the long lines to see him at conventions, has been inspired to try and revive the character. It seems that whilst US production companies have expressed interest, it's people within the BBC who either don't see an audience or consider it too difficult to revive the series.
That's crazy. People would watch it. Just bring him back to Doctor Who. Imagine him with Jodie Whittaker.
Oh, yeah. Imagine him with anything. Anyone,
Really?
anything whatsoever.
And
Animal,
now we're back to
plant.
fan fiction.
Yeah. Barrowman has revealed that he has put out feelers regarding a Torchwood revival, and one of the people he contacted was Chris Chibnall. The only problem was that he replied, I'm in the middle of something big at the moment, and I can't discuss anything else. Let's talk when things calm down a bit.
Ooh.
It turns out that Chibnall had just started negotiating being the showrunner for the new series of Doctor Who.
Oh, my goodness.
So, you know.
We could have him back.
Yeah, we'll see. It'd be good to have Torchwood back.
Would you like to have, even if it's not Torchwood, would you like to have Captain Jack back, Taylor?
Yeah, I reckon so. Well,
Did you ever watch Torchwood?
I watched an occasional episode. I can't say I got too invested in the storyline. I will apologise.
Well, that's all right. It was the first season I had a bit of trouble, but after that I really liked it.
Second and third season were really good. Fourth season was fantastic. That was Children of Earth.
Yes.
And then the fifth season was America trash.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. What about you, Ashwin? I mean, I know you're only new to the Who world. We are working on you to become a Whovian, drink the Kool-Aid. But would you like to see Captain Jack?
I never saw Torchwood, but I read up about it. So that's when the British government wants to catch aliens, right? And is Doctor Who now the enemy? Is that the point of the series?
It started off as inspired by Doctor Who, like there are alien things out there, but eventually it kind of works with, because Captain Jack runs it, so he kind of works with the Doctor because he's known the Doctor.
So he didn't originally run Torchwood.
Okay. I'd like him. I wouldn't like him in person because he's too much. It's like the Big Brother thing we were talking about in the last episode.
Oh, okay.
Too much sass, too much extroversion. So you're going to tire me out. But as a character on a TV show when I never have to talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who and was actually being used on the film when they were doing the rebooted series so that people wouldn't know, hey, this is film for Doctor Who.
So they would put out a Torchwood script.
Yeah, and people wouldn't know that was for Doctor Who. And the last episode we did, Bad Wolf, was the first mention of Torchwood on the show.
Yes.
Today's episode is The Parting of the Ways, written by Russell T Davies, directed once again by Joe Ahern, and broadcast...
My fucking ears out.
Hang on.
You've written the 11th of June for both episodes.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm assuming it's broadcast the 18th of June 2005.
You went through them until 1:30 last night.
Yeah, I know. I only just realised then.
I'm sorry about that. I was drunk when I was writing the synopsis.
One of them might be wrong, but anyway, we'll see. We'll start with a synopsis, short synopsis for anyone who hasn't seen the episode. As the Daleks attack the game station led by their Emperor, the Doctor finds himself helpless. He knows he must make big sacrifices if he is going to survive. But does this mean losing his beloved Rose forever?
Hope so.
With Jack Harkness assembling an army, a deadly net closes around the whole universe. One thing is for certain, not everyone will make it out of this deadly battle alive. But who or what is Bad Wolf? It's time for the Doctor and Rose to find out!
Yes!
Same bat channel, same bat...
Bat time. Is there a bat time?
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to know.
Asked and answered. All right, cool.
Right.
I don't know. Whenever Batman's on is also when you do the Bat-Tusi.
Oh, I like to do the what-to-see.
Yeah, that's why they called it a Bat-Tusi.
You guys are having your own conversation again.
Yeah.
The Daleks turn on Rose, demanding she predict the Doctor's actions using their lesser-known catchphrase, predict, predict, predict. But she refuses. The TARDIS approaches and the Daleks let loose with missiles, but the TARDIS is protected by a fully functioning force field, thanks to the... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Come on, try it.
Tribo-physical waveform macrokinetic extrapolator taken from Blon Felfoch Passima de Slavie. Do you guys have any comments on that? Thank you very much.
I didn't know this was a foreign language podcast.
Yeah.
Was that the most difficult thing you've ever had to say?
Braxicalicoferopisorius?
No, is that the most difficult thing?
No.
No.
What's the 13th episode?
The
Saranga
13th
conundrum.
Doctor. Yeah.
No, I'd say the hardest thing I had to say was the full name of the Jagrafess.
Oh, yeah.
I think the hardest thing I've had to say is I love you to my parents. Don't even mean it.
Oh, the TARDIS materializes around Rose and a single Dalek, which Jack destroys. Boom!
Oh, I like that.
One shot gun, gun's done.
Gun's done. Yeah.
He shot his load.
Yeah. And that's Jack, really. I mean, it's a lot of build-up and then it's over in seconds, you know?
He did say the only person that matters
is me.
Yeah.
Yes, he did say the pleasure was all mine and in the end, that's all that matters. I say that to my husband all the time.
I think it's funny that when they materialize around Rose and the Dalek, the Doctor has to say to Rose, Rose, get down, like multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
Rose, no, Rose.
Get down.
Rose, over here, Rose. Rose.
Oh, just shoot her, Jack. Just shoot her. We got Linda with a Y back there. She's pretty good.
Yeah. Which is the same conversation Jack and Rose had in the Titanic. Like, Rose, just get Rose. She never listened.
Rose,
I'm poor. Rose, I'm poor. Rose.
Just move over a little. I could probably get up on that door. Rose, oh, righto.
As the Doctor examines the wreckage of the Dalek, he muses that the Time Lords died for nothing because the Dalek survived.
It does feel very sad for him. I mean, he did kill all of his own people, and then they still survive.
It's like using up all your money at the arcade and not winning a damn thing.
Don't you hate that? I don't think I've ever been to an arcade.
Or like a claw machine.
No, I don't think I have. I saw a claw machine once. I tried that when I was a kid.
You haven't been to an arcade?
I literally went to Time Zone the other week.
Yeah.
I love Time Zone.
We didn't have Time Zone when I was growing. We didn't have it at the Gums. We had to play with sticks, and
we should make it an adventure before you leave. To go to Time Zone.
All right, I'm going off to Time Zone.
There's a human claw now where they chain you up in cables and they pull you above an object and you can pick up as much candy as you can.
Oh my God.
We can make you into a human
Sign
claw.
me the fuck up.
That would be good.
Yeah.
How do you get picked to be that person?
Yeah, we can just make it you.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Wait, is this a thing or is this what
This
you're
is just
suggesting?
It was on YouTube. It was on YouTube, so that's definitely a
This
thing.
is Ashwin's weird idea.
Yeah, I need cables and Nicchia. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Some rope.
And then I
ball
go,
gag.
where's the candy?
Candy.
Where's the candy? It's coming, little
You are
girl.
the candy. You are the candy, baby.
Here's a zippy tie.
that is the prerequisite for you coming on the podcast. As I said, you could have Nicchia to do whatever you want to.
I really wish you would tell me when you're going to do these things.
You don't.
Well, I don't. But you've always enjoyed them.
And Taylor, let us know you're still here.
Hello, yes.
Thank you very much. Excellent.
Just say penis and we'll know.
Isolate that. We've got it. That's it. We can shut down this podcast. We've got Taylor to say the word penis.
I'm out of here. Okay.
They exit the TARDIS and are immediately fired on by the surrounding Daleks, but the extrapolator's force field continues to protect them.
But doesn't Jack let them know that it may not always work?
Yeah. I wonder
Don't
if they
tell
could-
Jack your secrets.
I wonder if they could just walk into it.
I don't know.
Because the Doctor does a lot of walking around in this bit.
Yeah, he does. He's walking around, commanding the space, enjoying himself.
He does walk a lot when he monologues.
Yeah.
He does. And really, you don't want to just stand there and monologue, do you?
No.
I mean, I've tried it. Just doesn't work.
A Dalek firing on the Doctor while they are protected by the TARDIS force field is a trick that would be repeated in season 11's Resolution.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Have you guys seen much of the new season?
I did watch the second half of the latest season because Chris got really into it.
Yeah. We had him on as for an episode because he told us he was watching them.
It was a really good. I really enjoyed it.
What do you think of the female Doctor?
I thought she was great.
And Ashwin, did you say you were watching?
I watched for the last episode, but then I got distracted by life again. So, yeah, it happens. It gets in the way.
You've just got to stop living life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Stop living. Do not tell our guests to stop living, please.
Do not pass go.
No.
The Doctor mentions that in Dalek legend he is referred to as the oncoming storm. When he asks how they survived the Time Lord, he is answered by a low, gravelly voice. They survived through me.
Yeah, the man with the world's biggest Dalek head.
Got some Dalek envy there,
Oh
doesn't
my
he?
God, yeah.
I loved his setup.
Yeah.
It was such a great rig.
It was. And he is like a god, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just sitting up there.
I think it's like
And the black Dalek.
we have to make a new Dalek toy for everyone to buy.
But it's great because they worship him. And I love that you see that they've gone crazy.
I enjoyed that about this scene because they're this murderous race of killers, but they have a good sense of English manners.
Oh, yes.
Like they're like, do not interrupt him.
Yeah.
Do not interrupt. And it's like, oh, that's nice that they actually value civility.
I think you mean IT''S. You use the wrong pronoun.
There with an I,
Yeah.
not two E's.
It's sweet.
Well, I mean, they may be murderous, but they are very, very good at grammar and punctuation. And I think that really does, it's one of their traits that saves them, really, isn't it? I like someone who can spell.
Yeah, they should just be involved in sub-editing the Courier Mail or something.
Oh, yeah.
Channel that murderous energy in towards that.
In Toowoomba, we've got a paper off the subject. We've got a paper
Chronicle.
called the Chronicle, and they had a big headline that said, "Should we allow smoking in pubic places?" And I think not. I think it's dangerous. But there you go.
Well, I mean, they'll be very interested to know that there's a bunch of videos online that they can find of that sort of thing. So,
Smoking in
smoking
really?
in pubic places. I don't know.
Smoked bollocks sounds
dear.
quite fun, actually.
What?
Smoked bollocks. Actually, Sounds quite lovely.
I think it would be pretty funny if someone removes their pants and instead of pubes they just had wisps of smoke. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, from friction.
I don't have genitalia. I have the idea of genitalia.
You just have a smoke machine.
And what people don't realise is that the Daleks were actually based on grammar Nazis. So
yeah, well, they were based on Nazis.
I
We
know,
had grammar
that's-
Nazis close
That
enough.
was the
that's
joke.
the joke.
Oh, sorry. God, don't you hate it when you don't get it?
This is the Dalek Emperor who explains that one ship survived the Time War, falling through time, crippled but alive. The surviving Daleks spend centuries hiding in the dark space, which I tell you sounds like a great place. I'd love to live there. Is that the internet, the dark space?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just somewhere where no one bothers you. I mean, that'd be quite nice,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be
Peaceful.
amazing.
You know, here I am in the dark space. Nobody knows I'm there.
There should be a Dalek meditation zone.
Oh.
Where they rub you down, they've got their dark space thing going on. And
Maybe they like lift up and then the blobby fetus inside, they give it a little rub.
Yeah.
I was going to say, does the blobby fetus ever, does anyone ever touch that? Or once you're in the thing, it's like, that's it?
Oh, they'd be sitting in there going, just touch me. I just need contact with something.
Exterminate. Why does no one understand that I just want to be loved?
I just want to be touched.
Isn't there one episode where it's that little boy where he's just like, he wants his mum to hug him or something?
Are you my mummy?
Are you
No,
my
not that one.
No. Well, that's the only
it's
one I
like,
can think of.
what is it, Utopia or something? There's a little boy that gets turned into a
Oh,
Dalek.
yeah.
And he's just like, I just want affection, I want a hug or whatever it is. I don't know, I'm talking out my ass.
Is that your fan fiction?
Yeah,
it's-
that'd be a weird fan fiction.
Yeah, it's always Lost Little Boys and Rebecca's fan fiction. Going, I want my mummy.
Are you Slender Man? Slender Woman?
No, I do dress in black a lot.
Well, there you go.
Back in black! BekTech, Weirdo, AC/DC. That's how the song goes, isn't it?
I don't
They
know.
mention their own band name in their own songs. When Rose suggests that the Daleks are half human, the Daleks chant blasphemy, blasphemy.
Do not blaspheme.
Yeah. Look at this sign of the cross that we have up on the wall. Trump is the best president.
They would love him.
Yeah. Boris Johnson will do a great job for the Brexit.
They'd love him too.
Yeah. The Doctor is surprised that Daleks now have a concept of blasphemy. The Emperor declares, I reached into the dirt and made new life. I am the god of all Daleks. And the Daleks replying, worship him, worship him.
I mean,
he is bigger than us.
they're pretty quick to forget Davros, aren't they?
Yeah.
Davros is the one who created them. Yes.
Well, they wouldn't remember.
He's a
because
very ugly
He
man.
created them. The Dalek Emperor created them. He would remember Davros.
Ah, and he just conveniently left him out of the scriptures.
Out of
enough.
the Bible, the Dalek Bible.
The Dalek
it's like
Bible.
the New Testament versus the Old Testament.
Yeah. We don't mention Davros, okay? Nobody mentioned Davros.
No, back then, all these stories of Davros, a little bit hard to believe.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
however, a Dalek that fell through a hole in time to create a new race. That's
we all know that story.
Davros is the original Christianity, and these guys are like Mormons or Scientology or something.
Maybe there's something new from that.
Sit down, let me use this e-reader on you. It is my Dalek laser. I am going to exterminate you.
would be
Tom
good.
Cruise.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Drink that Kool-Aid. I used my whisk.
Okay.
Such a weird thing, that whisk.
The Doctor realizes the Daleks have been driven insane by the human values they have absorbed, becoming self-loathing fanatics who hate their own genetic makeup.
I don't know how he gets that from that. They don't sound like they hate
from
themselves.
From the script, yeah. From the script.
It was in the script. I mean, I watched that and went, why do you think they're self-loathing, mad?
Yeah, it's like those people who psychoanalyze too much. You
Yeah.
just like say, oh, I bought some milk today. Oh, well, you've got some other issues.
Yeah.
It's clearly.
You know, his pop psychology is just,
Yeah.
it's just not working
No.
for me.
It's after Dr. Phil, everyone thinks they're a psychologist.
All right, Daleks, I want to talk to you about what you've done.
You get busy living or get busy dying.
All right, Daleks, I'm going to bring on your baby mama.
Yeah.
She's going to tell you what you've been doing wrong.
Oh, dear.
So they hate themselves much like I do to myself. Because of this, we are now both deadlier than ever. The Hoobie gang uses the TARDIS to return to floor 500 of the game station, where they prepare for the Dalek invasion. Linda with a Y refuses to leave the Doctor's side.
And Rose doesn't like it.
She's like, excuse me, bitch.
Yeah, she's got the bitchy face on, hasn't she, for that? I didn't want to live without you. Hang on, woman. This is my doctor.
All right, well, if I have to absorb the time vortex to keep my man, then I'm a do that. First, I'm going to go back in time to make sure my other man's ready.
That always annoyed me, and I don't know whether it annoyed me because, it's Rose flirts with everybody in the universe, or just because there's this thing that they don't think women can be friends. Why couldn't Linda with the Y and Rose been buddies?
Yeah.
Why couldn't she gone, whoa, finally a female in the TARDIS, yay! But no, she's like, they're mine. She wants them both, Jack and the Doctor.
But Jack wants all of them anyway.
He wants everybody.
He'll just have whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets them.
Yeah,
He
he's
does.
probably eyeing off a Dalek, being like, you want to join us? Yeah.
I'll feel your little fetus, you think?
Squish, squish.
Can you feel the fetusy thing?
Ew.
It is squishy. So many Lion King references. With all the shuttles gone, there's around 100 people left on the game station.
They're like the Titanic. They didn't have enough lifeboats.
Well, they didn't think they'd have to do a mass exodus, did they?
Well, they didn't think it through, did they? Who is their safety person? And they should be safe.
Probably a Dalek. It's probably a Dalek. Most of them refuse to leave floor 000 to help fight against the Daleks, including Roderick.
Yes, hate him so
There he
much.
is.
What do you mean the Daleks are back? I'm just trying to get my winnings. I'm surprised he didn't kick a small child off one of the shuttles and jump on.
Well, he's just desperate for his money, isn't he?
Yeah. Is there a way out? Does anyone actually survive? Even the winners get beamed out into become genetic material, right?
This is what I can't work out, because in Big Brother, if you win life. In The Weakest Link, why don't you just win life? Why do you get money?
Yeah, I was wondering why they kept banking.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make any sense.
Well, you can't bank life. I don't know if you know this, but you can't bank life.
I can.
Yeah.
Are you from that Justin Timberlake movie In Time, where time is a currency that people
Oh, is
can
it the
use?
one where it's on their arm?
Yeah.
And then they're like...
Yeah.
"Du-du-du-du-du."
Taylor's 327 years old.
It's based very loosely on a Philip K. Dick short story that they fleshed out into a 2.5-hour movie.
And it didn't work.
It's not great, no.
No.
The Dalek fleet begins to move towards Earth, the Emperor giving orders to purify the planet. The planet.
We are supposed to eat more insects these days.
Yeah.
Well,
I believe
purify.
I can purify.
So is that because I know crickets are good. I didn't think flies were on the menu.
No, now there's black fly larvae croquettes and everything.
Oh, I got to tell you, I'm not eating that.
No.
Those are
That's-
already creamy inside.
That's
They're
absolutely
a good
disgusting.
mix for
I
a
would
cricket.
never
I'm
eat
not
that.
eating
I'm just going to stick to my
cockroaches
red
either.
candy,
I know they'll
which is
survive
being
everything,
dyed
but
by
I'm not
the
eating 'em.
carapace
Rat
of
poison
a
or something.
No, carapace of a beetle.
The coffee that's bat guana.
Or vanilla flavouring that they get from the anal glands of beavers.
What?
Oh, I love it. Beaver and an anus all together.
No, we're going to Jamie Oliver. We're just going to be making
They're
an
closer
anal
than
gland
you
of
think.
beavers. The Dalek fleet begins to move towards the Earth, the Emperor giving orders to purify the planet with fire and turn it into his temple.
And we die. Australia. What'd she call us?
Australasia.
Yeah.
Australasia.
We aren't still alive. I don't know if you think we're still going to be alive in 200,000
I will
years'
be.
time. Okay, all right, cool.
And we'll be Gondwana land by then again, won't we?
Yeah, I like that as they get bombed, the continents just move as like
Like
Yeah.
Tetris.
And
to
Linda,
make them all fit better into like a single thing. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Linda with the wires saying the names as they all go down, and you think, oh, Linda, it's not going to be good for you.
Imagine her sitting up there being like, "Fuck, the world's fucked, but I'm gonna be fine. Don't worry about it." Old Linda with the Y, she's gonna survive this mission, that's for sure.
You know, Earth workmanship, eh?
Yeah.
Right?
And the shape all the continents form is a massive dick.
Oh, penis.
Penis.
Australasia is one of the testicles. Yeah.
That's why it's so hot.
Hey.
And humid. Sorry.
The Doctor plans to transmit a delta wave on the game station. Now, in real life, a delta wave is a brainwave that is most associated with deep stage 3 of NREM sleep.
Ooh.
I like to think of it as just like a continuous stream of Delta Goodrem music that just kills everything that it touches.
If you listen to Delta Goodrem for too long, your brain is barbecued.
There'll be a delta wave.
It's a price worth paying for civilization.
I was born to try. Unfortunately, a wave of this magnitude would require 3 days to build up, and the Dalek fleet will be upon them in 22 minutes.
Yeah.
So the Doctor hands out cyanide pills, and they all kill themselves.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice thing to do.
Yeah. So
Because who wants to be Dalek bits?
As the Doctor gets to work on the Delta wave with Rose... sorry, let me say that again. As the Doctor gets to work on the Delta Goodrum wave with Rose, Jack springs into action to hold off the invading Daleks using the Guards' guns, which are 20th century guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's with that?
There's no laser guns.
They didn't decide to make better guns.
Well, obviously the Daleks didn't want them to grow in technology so that they could build something that would kill Daleks.
I guess so. Then why did they even have guns if the
Yeah.
Daleks didn't want them to have?
Yeah,
anything?
true. Why did they give them guns?
Yeah.
Why do they have guns?
Or why didn't they just let all the robots out? Because the androids
Who let
can
the
kill 'em.
robots out? Exterminate. Exterminate. Exterminate.
Oh, we were all dancing. It's very good for a podcast.
Yeah, let's say that we were all dancing, yeah.
Well,
I
we
would
were.
say that the BBC probably had a bunch of guns lying around from one of their other shows, and they were like, these will do.
Yeah, it checks out.
But the android, she kills a Dalek before they kill her. Why not just get all those droids together and make that the army? Jack, not thinking this through.
Now, can I ask, does the
right.
android actually kill them? Because her beam, we've been told, is a transmat beam. Do they just get beamed back onto the ship?
Oh.
And they're like, oh, sorry, let me go back onto the ship.
How embarrassing. I'm in the foyer.
Or has somehow that transmat beam suddenly been turned into a laser?
I don't know. They're just sent back to the foyer.
Because if it's now a laser, why not do that to all of the transmat beams? You just control all the lasers.
Yeah, I just...
Oh, no, but they do say that the Daleks have deactivated the lasers. That's right.
Okay.
Jack says goodbye to Rose and the Doctor with a smooch and heads down to floor 000 to try and scare up more volunteers to help hold back the Daleks. Most, like Roderick, stay on floor 000, hopefully safe from the Daleks, who will be heading up to floor 500.
Now, they didn't tell Christopher Eccleston that he was going to kiss him on the lips.
Oh.
No, they just... he said to Billy Piper, I'm going to kiss him as well. So
Well,
it
who
was-
kissed her? Was it Jack kissed?
Jack kissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know. So it was kind of, oh, okay.
That's the real reason why he left as the Doctor.
Yeah. Once Jack kisses you, you just can't go back.
Quite disappointed by Jack's performance.
The kiss?
Oh, down in the 000.
Yeah.
The kiss was pretty good.
Yeah, but
So
why...
I give it a
Was it-
7.
oh, wow, that's quite high.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Wish I had a 7 kiss. Oh.
One day, Adam, you'll get there.
Yeah.
Keep working on that mirror.
Stop rating me as a 3 and maybe I'll put some effort in.
Never. Get better at kissing, baby.
But when he...
That's better.
That's a 1.
That was a 10.
Yeah. See, he wouldn't know. 'cause
Straight.
he hasn't
Oh,
had-
okay. So my I just don't like the same things that you like.
Yeah.
Do the lips have to touch? Because for me, that's an instant 1.
Yeah. Adam doesn't like that.
Do you know how many germs are on the lips? Oh my god. You were saying about Jack's performance.
Well, when he goes down to 000, because he's meant to be such an inspiring man, and of course being the main American in this thing, he doesn't really get many people to join him.
Yeah, he's too sarcastic to inspire people.
I don't know, I just thought he'd be able
He
to
should have
get a
stood
few
up and
more.
gone,
So do
today is our Independence Day.
Yeah, you should have had a bit more of that. I'm with you. You know, yes, they were all a bunch of dicks, but he could have, rallied them round with a good American hyped up speech.
He only had
and
20 minutes. Like, do you know how long it takes to write an inspirational speech like that?
to give me 2 minutes. And I can
Okay.
inspire you all.
All right, we'll talk to you in 2 minutes' time with an inspirational speech.
He could have just taken his shirt off and they would have listened to him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Or kissed them all and they would have followed him.
If you come with me, you get a big old smoocheroo. And they'll be like, oh, yes. Roderick's like, well, fuck the games. Oh, yes. Give me a piece of Jack.
Give me 20 minutes, I can kiss you all, we'll all go off. All fight for it.
Where's Jack? He's supposed to be holding off the Daleks. I don't know. Something's going on floor 000.
It's an orgy.
Linda, what's going on? I had to switch it off. It's yeah. Where did that music come from?
It's turned into Game of Thrones down there. Don't look.
Do 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 do.
I miss the music.
The Doctor's Delta Wave is building, but it still needs too long to be ready. Rose is about to suggest going back in time before these events, but the Doctor says it's impossible due to crossing the timeline.
Which is such bullshit because sometimes he does cross the timeline.
Yeah, he gets pretty loose with that
Yeah.
later on.
Depends what the episode requires, basically.
I think it depends
Crossing
how
the
much of a
streams.
hero he wants to be that day.
When Rose asks how bad it is, the Doctor brightens up and says he can work it out if he uses the TARDIS to cross his own timeline. He ushers her into the TARDIS and tells her to stay there while he powers up the station. Once he exits the TARDIS, however, his expressions turn somber. He points the sonic screwdriver at the ship, making it dematerialize with Rose on board.
Did you see that coming?
No.
No.
It's great acting. Great trickery.
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, finally, he's got a solution. It's all going to be fine. And then he sends her off and I'm like, oh, screw you.
Yeah. Which is a reminder of his ability to manipulate, because I wouldn't be able to hide that emotions the way he was in that moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
the passive-aggressive, how would you do it?
I'd be like, we're all going to die. Let's just curl up in a ball.
Or why don't you go in the TARDIS and be safe? I'll stay here.
Yeah.
As long as you're safe, Rose.
It's so satisfying to do that, though, isn't it?
Rose finds the TARDIS doors locked and a hologram of the Doctor appears, explaining that he's sending her home because of how dire the situation is. She arrives back in London in 2006.
Hey, what about when the hologram looks at her?
That was kind of
cool.
It was kind of cool, but it'd also be like, oh God, oh Jesus, is this thing watching me all the time?
Well, can I touch it?
The message was quite general. Like, why did he just yell through the door and make it specific?
Yeah.
Because she'd get out.
Oh, yeah.
We are facing the Daleks. And it is most likely we are going to die. So therefore I am returning you to Planet of Origin.
Goodbye, companion.
Goodbye, companion, who is blonde and a teenager. Like, that's just the generic one. Like, oh, they'll all be blonde and teenager. Chuck that in.
I wish there was like a Mad Libs version of Doctor Who where you just have the list of enemies. Like, you can insert what you want into a story that you make up.
Or he just goes through them. We are facing the Daleks, Cybermen, Slovene, blah, 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 blah.
Space
Eventually
races.
she just leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, he's never going to stop.
She arrives back in London in 2006 and the TARDIS stops responding to her. Mickey and her mum Jackie find her and try to comfort her by getting some chips.
I actually love that. I love her acting in that. I felt that helplessness, that being trapped there. And I was like her, I'm like, go on, get in, got to get back there. And I really felt that. And I think Jackie and Mickey they're not sympathetic or empathetic as they could be, knowing that the Doctor's going to die.
I don't know, from their perspective, she keeps turning up and they care about her.
Yeah.
But they've also had no idea. They could never know.
That's true. They wouldn't know.
There was also it's a bit more magical for me because the last time travel movie I've really ever watched was Back to the Future, where there's a 30-year time frame.
Yeah.
And that's quite manageable. This is like in 200,000 years he's going to be there. There's something just blows your mind a little.
Yeah, and I guess you would say, well, it's well in the future and you're not going to have to worry about it.
That's what Mickey says is well in the future. And she goes, no, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
Because apparently Rose doesn't understand how time travel works.
But because you've been in a time machine, you know that it's happening right now.
Well, that's that other theory of the universe. Like, it's just one big cake, isn't it? And then rather than time flowing, it's all happening at once. You're just at different points of the cake.
Which is what they say, that it's all happening at once.
So we're recording every single episode at the exact same time.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear our 100th episode.
Oh, wow, when is that?
It's a corker.
A couple of years.
None of you were on it.
November
but I'm
next
there
year.
still saying penis.
They might have a different word for the penis by that episode.
I'll still just be saying penis, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not changing the word.
Oh, baby, show me your grax.
Show me your
No.
grovelbox.
Show me your Google Box. Captain Jack works out that the Doctor has sent Rose to safety. The Dalek Emperor breaks in on the transmission, noting that even if the wave is completed in time, it will not be able to discriminate between human and Dalek. And, thank God, for once it won't discriminate.
There's a lot of discriminating with Daleks and humans. Finally, we're all
Political correctness gone mad, that laser beam.
Everything will die.
So Delta Goodrem can kill everybody with the Delta wave.
She was born to try to kill us all.
To kill us all. Because I thought it was the Daleks doing the Bad Wolf thing. Blonde Rose. I didn't think it was Rose.
As opposed to Brunette Rose.
Yes! Or Linda with a Y. I'm going to say her name in as many times as I can because I'll
Sure.
never get to say it again. Linda with Y, Linda with Y.
Speaking of Linda with a Y, Jack places Linda in an observation deck with a heavy door that will hopefully keep the Daleks out for the time.
With a whole lot of glass.
Yeah, he doesn't expect that they'll be flying on the outside.
Well, Jack's a dickhead, isn't he?
Never protect the rear. That's his problem.
Yeah. He never does either.
No.
He wants them to come in the rear. Anyway.
Yeah, why didn't they put her in like a cupboard at Downing Street? Because apparently that will survive anything.
They want her to tell them where the Daleks are at all times.
Well, then put someone you don't like as much. I don't know. Anyway, why didn't he send Linda with a Y
Here,
with
Roderick.
Rose? Yeah,
Get
Roderick
in here.
in there.
Through the window, they see the fleet enter Earth's orbit and thousands of Daleks begin to stream out from the sources towards the station.
So bloody many of them.
They have their ships, and then they're also like little mini ships all by themselves.
Oh, Too many Daleks for me. It was creepy.
It's like opening up a Kinder Egg and like inside is a bunch of little mini Kinder Eggs and each one has a cyanide pill.
Yeah, I didn't know why they were in ships and by themselves.
No, nor do I.
What's the function of that? I feel like they could have used that metal to create more Daleks.
Yeah.
Instead of just create ships that they don't need.
But you need a foyer for the humans to come into, don't you? Because you don't want them to die straight away because you might want some living tissue.
They could have made a ship out of Daleks, like a Dalek ship made out of Daleks.
They just shouldn't be allowed to go through the air, go through space
flying
without
with the greatest of ease.
It's embarrassing. It's like you're naked.
And it's silly. Yeah. It's just silly. And Davros wouldn't have had this shit happening.
In the 21st century, Jackie and Mickey are trying to persuade Rose to get on with her life, but she can't. Not after the life the Doctor has shown her. As Mickey tries to reason with her, Rose notices the words "bad wolf" scrawled all around her and realises it's a message to her, telling her she can still go back and help the Doctor.
How she came to that conclusion's beyond me, but good on her.
It's very abstract, isn't it?
It
I
is.
just think that was some punks writing "bad wolf" on the concrete.
Oh, but it's been happening all over the place. I love when they show the thing where it's been written on the side of the TARDIS, which, you know, Rose didn't see. The Doctor got a kid to wipe it off, but she didn't see it.
She kind of goes, "Oh, it's me."
It's like when MacGyver saw a paperclip. He was like, I'm going to kill communism with this paperclip.
I can build a tank.
I love to think that there were other times where Rose just noticed the words "bad wolf." Like she picks up an energy bill and she's like, "Bad wolf, who's that?" She picks up a tampon wrapper and she's like, "Bad wolf, when did I buy those?"
She picks up a golden book of Little Red Riding Hood. Bad wolf. Woo, this is crazy, man.
Rose deduces that she can open up the TARDIS control panel and she can link telepathically with it and take it back to the 2001st century. Mickey brings around his Mini, having changed from the VW Beetle he had in Rose.
Yeah, well, he drove that all over the place. It would have had that much bodywork needed.
Pizza. But it isn't powerful enough to open the TARDIS console.
Could have told him that.
Well, you weren't there.
Well, I know, but nobody asked me. If they'd rung, I would have
sorry.
said, Minnie, wouldn't do it.
Jackie tries her hand at persuading Rose to give up, but Rose tells her that Pete, her father, would not have given up. She knows this because she met him. Now she's going to fuck with Jackie's head.
But that was nice when Jackie realises that the woman who was with Pete, her husband when he died, was actually a grown-up Rose.
As opposed to some floozy that he was just
floozy.
dying with. There are quite a lot of callbacks to previous episodes, which I don't think there's been a huge amount of that in later seasons.
No, but in this one there is quite a bit with Torchwood, Bad Wolf, with Pete, the Father's Day one where she gets to meet her father and saves him.
It'll be the squiggliest writing room. The walls.
Yeah. Trying to get it all to link up.
Well, I mean, Russell T Davies had been working on ideas for revitalising Doctor Who since 2000. So he's been working on this for 5 years.
I like to think that it's all set out like one of those
conspiracy boards.
All the red string leading to him, and just pictures around, be like, "What does it mean?"
Yeah, because you've got the most brutal fans who are going to pick apart everything you do.
Oh yeah, and they've got their own boards at home, being like, "Oh god."
Basically, what this podcast is. Yeah.
They're pretty much sitting at home going, "Well, in episode 397, the Doctor couldn't do this, and what now he is."
That's why we started this podcast, so I can inflict it on other people.
I started because I love Doctor Who. Oh, you started it. I just came along.
Shaken, Jackie rushes out of the TARDIS, but she returns back with a heavy-duty tow truck, which finally manages to open the console.
And isn't it a guy who either owes her a favour or she's sleeping with? I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Why not know with Jackie?
It's probably insinuated that she's sleeping with him. Back on the game station, Jack is the only human left after everyone else has been killed. And he dies just in front of the door to floor 500 as the Doctor finally manages to finish his Delta Wave.
When they go exterminate, and he goes, I
thought
as
as
much,
yeah.
And I thought, oh God, they've just killed off the best character.
It was quite a good shootout too. Not in terms of it being like they did anything really.
Yeah.
But they looked very desperate, and they had their ramshackle little barricade.
Yeah.
I know, and the two programmers with the love story when they died.
Almost expected them just to break into song and be like, "Do you hear the people singing the songs of Dalek men?"
It is one of the most moving genres in television. They're the last stand genre. Great movies. So they were onto something
Oh, yeah.
There's so many last stands too. There's Linda, there's the barricades, there's Jack, there's the Doctor, there's Rose. Like it's just last stand after last stand after last stand.
I know, but it works, and it really builds up for you, and you're sort of going, oh, what more can go wrong?
Yeah.
Normally the Doctor fixes it much quicker than this.
The Delta Wave is ready about 70 hours earlier than he said it would take.
Well, that's because he's the Doctor. He's so clever.
Sure. However, the Doctor declares he would rather be a coward over a killer any day and refuses to activate it. Remember that most of Earth is already dead, and if the Doctor doesn't activate it, then everything will become a Dalek.
I don't get that. Or is it just because he killed all his people and the Daleks once and he ain't doing it again?
I feel like it's just he just wants to have the moral high ground over the Daleks in front of them rather than, do what needs to be done.
I think it's his PTSD because he's pretty ready to go.
It's that moral dilemma when you can redirect a train and either kill 2 kids or 4 elderly people. And you have to decide. You don't want to do either. You just want to step out and let someone else do the killing.
Is that the correct answer? I would have said, why not both?
And she's a psychopath.
That's way worse than penis.
Yeah,
Please to say.
exactly right.
Yeah.
I say penis and, ooh, I'm the worst person in the world, but Beck's killing people like a psychopath.
But I would run over both penises, so with the trolley,
But some people would pay you money for that.
Yeah, true. As the Doctor prepares for extermination, the TARDIS materializes behind him. The doors open, revealing a massive burst of energy and a glowing Rose.
I loved it.
I love when she disappears and she reappears just in front of him. The Doctor tells her that she looked into the time vortex, something no one is supposed to do.
Yeah, well, she did. Anyway, so did Bonfell-Flot.
Yeah, and she didn't get the powers of the time vortex.
No, she just became an egg.
What did we feel with Captain Marvel level Omega mutant Rose?
I thought it was cool. I didn't expect that to happen, to essentially become a god.
Yeah.
Nor did I.
That's pretty cool.
I think those Daleks waited a long time to shoot, though, while she's giving her speech. Dumb Daleks.
That's Doctor Who. You got to tell your life story before. Hang on, I've got a PowerPoint slide on what we're doing next.
Hey, who was that who shot? Seriously, dude, wait for her to finish and then it's your go.
Don't be rude.
Do not interrupt. Do not interrupt.
Yeah, she used their own narcissism or their own tediousness against them in that scene.
That's how the Doctor survives everything.
She takes the words bad wolf and scatters them throughout time, therefore creating a bootstrap paradox with no start and no end.
I like that. And he says, you can't kill me. And she says, I see, what is it?
I see all of your atoms
And I divide them. And all the Daleks go. She goes, I bring life. And Jack goes,
Yeah, Jack comes back.
Yeah.
but not Linda with a Y.
No.
Because Rose is a bitch.
Linda, yeah. She also speaks like a yogi. You know when people have done too much yoga? Their voice like, now I will kill you slowly. It's a very peaceful way to murder someone.
Well, she finishes off by saying, Namaste.
Namaste. I see your thing and I divide them.
I see your bid and I raise it by $20. Rose declares the Time War has ended and brings Captain Jack back to life, the full extent of which won't be explored until the Torchwood TV show.
Yes.
But Rose's puny human body cannot handle the power of the time vortex. So the Doctor kisses it better, stating, come here, I think you need a doctor. A line you definitely know he has used on women before.
My problem with it is they don't have chemistry. I don't feel like Rose and Christopher
No, they only had
Eccleston
biology together.
chemistry.
They didn't do chemistry or physics.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought they were in algebra
They were in
together.
PE together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. No, there's just no chemistry.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't like each other on set. Is there any word about their
No, I don't
tensions?
think so. But I think Christopher Eccleston probably kept to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a bad boy and maybe he doesn't connect easily with people.
The rumours was that he didn't agree with Russell T Davies about the direction of the character and maybe some of the producers or something. So, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know. He's never really said. Just said he wasn't happy and that's what happened.
I just can't imagine his interpretation of the Doctor ever having a stable long-term relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like he fucks and gets out.
Yeah. He's PTSD. He's just humping away the pain. Yes.
It's like, I've got so many issues.
But he
I'm
does.
going to have sex with you and then move on.
Pretty much straight away. It's lovely, and I know that, the kissy face Doctor, which a lot of people don't like, but there's just no chemistry between them, and that's the problem.
Thankfully, it's not a goodbye snog, as Rose infects the Doctor with time vortex, for which there is currently no cure.
So is that a STD?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you hate that? I got gonorrhea and time vortex.
He releases the vortex energies back into the TARDIS, giving it to the TARDIS now, and staggers slightly. Jack makes it to the control room only to see the TARDIS dematerialise without him.
That annoyed me at the time. Why did they leave Jack?
Because she's got all this knowledge of the universe, and he must have a fair amount of knowledge, but they forgot Jack. It was weird.
Yeah. It's like, what, is there something we're missing? It's like leaving one of your kids at the casino.
The reason that Russell T Davies did that was because he wanted Rose to be traumatised by the regeneration, because it was the first time she'd seen it. And
Jack would be all
he
right
thought
with
that,
it.
as a time traveller, Jack would kind of take it into his stride. So that's the reason they left Jack. And also because, he didn't want Jack in the second season.
Because he was having his own series.
Yeah.
It still feels really cruel to leave Jack on, this crap place where the world's been destroyed.
But I doubt the Doctor knows that he's alive again.
Rose knows.
Yeah.
Rose knows, but she's unconscious.
Yeah.
I just feel like when she brought him back to life, she could have thrown him somewhere else in history.
I'm with you.
She made him immortal.
Jack could have just wandered around and just done his own You're the Weakest Link, just played all the characters by himself for the next 100 years.
He's got games galore to keep him busy.
Do his own Big Brother challenges. Tonight is to take your pants off. Oh, is it? I hate that.
He just walks naked around the game station all times.
Good viewing figures.
The Doctor goes back 100 years later and it's just everyone worships Jack.
Jack, yeah.
Waking up in the TARDIS, Rose and the new Whovians think everything is fine like every other episode. But older Whovians know that the Doctor is going through a change. The same change every Time Lord goes through when they reach a certain age.
Menopause.
Yeah. He tries to make a joke about it, but warns Rose when she tries to help him. Energy bristles under his skin as he explains that Time Lords have a trick for cheating death: regeneration. The Ninth Doctor gives his final gormless smile before the process begins. Energy shooting from his arms and head.
Because I'd seen all the old classic Who regenerations and they were kind of, you'd lie down, you're dying, and then your face would kind of just smudgy a little, and then Adam's face would appear on you. And you kind of went, oh, that's weird.
But David Tennant's face kind of pops out of
I love it. His hair grows, and I think it's great. Changing every cell in your body should look fairly traumatic, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Rose is in shock, but as the 10th Doctor adjusts to his new teeth, he reminds Rose about his plan to take her to Barcelona. Barcelona. There we go, that's it.
It was really good. It was exciting watching David Tennant come back or start, and all you do as a Whovian is go, please let him not ruin it, because I liked Christopher Eccleston. I thought he might ruin it, and he turned out to be fantastic. Was that the first regeneration you've seen?
Yes. I liked it. It was very dramatic, but I was a bit sad. I was like, I just grown to like the Doctor after his adventures, because I'd only seen him for 2 episodes. Now you lose him again. It's too soon for me. You guys had him for a lot longer.
Well, we had him for a season.
I need more.
But now we're ushering in for me, the best era of Doctor Who. David Tennant. Yes, let's get into it.
And he and Rose have chemistry.
Yes.
Do you think you'd like to regenerate, Ashwin, like that?
Yeah, but who would I regenerate as? You'd have to be, because I've got a family to think about. Are they going to be freaked out if some, brand new white guy turns up at home? They're not used to that.
You're just going to rock up and be like, hey, guys, life's going to be way easier now.
Yeah, I got 3 jobs already this morning.
No cop cars.
I got a pay rise and extra super. Woohoo!
And I works on Tinder now all of a sudden.
You just need to call me Steve now.
And everything I say, people go, that's interesting. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And Taylor, what did you think? Because this, you said before that David Tennant is your era of Doctor Who as well.
Yeah, well, watching the 2 episodes made me appreciate more Christopher Eccleston, because I remember when I was early teen, I was like, I don't like this guy. He's yucky.
Yeah.
I'd say he brought a complexity to the character.
He did bring a complexity, and I think it really came out in those last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
His acting was brilliant.
Cool. That's it for another episode. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do, we give the episode a score out of 5.
I know it's the second part of Bad Wolf, but I've got to give it a 5 because I really, really enjoyed it. And I was very sad to see the end of Christopher Eccleston, and I thought it was his best work in the show. So it's a 5 from me.
Ashwin?
4.5, but perhaps that's because I'm only 2 episodes in. If I'd watched more, there'd be more things being resolved in this issue.
Yes.
But yeah, otherwise, 4.5 for entertainment. The mix of time travel, the Rose's transformation. Yeah, just said was interesting in different ways.
Okay.
You weren't expecting a lot of what happened.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go a 4.5 as well. I enjoyed the amount of death
Yeah.
in it. That was quite good. And a lot of tension as well. And the last stand element of it, I thought was really quite good.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 4. Same score as the last episode, basically because I prefer watching the last episode more than this episode. I'm not a huge fan of the Daleks going up and fighting against the Daleks. I don't know, it almost feels like padding of like, oh, we have to try and stop the Daleks from getting us, and they could have added something else in. But obviously I love, the regeneration and Rose's bad wolf and bad umpire as the last episode. So
Okay. The good thing about these two is you don't really see what's coming. Sometimes you're watching Doctor Who and you go, yep, I know how it's going to end because I can see it coming. And this was one that you just kind of kept going, what? So I really enjoyed it. Now, Taylor, everybody who comes on the show, we ask them what their Time Lord name would be. And as you can see, we've got some up there. Ashwin's is the passive aggressive.
The passive aggression.
That felt
Passive
more right,
aggression.
yeah.
So you can have some thinking time.
Oh, no, I've got one.
Cool.
I'll go the Weirdo.
The weirdo.
I like it. The weirdo.
Why the weirdo?
It's good to celebrate your weirdness.
I think so.
And I hope that the older I get, the more strange and unbecoming I become.
So I want to know, we turn up in the TARDIS and there's the nerd, the artist, the passive aggression, the commander and the weirdo. What do you bring to the adventure? What's the weirdo do?
Oh, probably find some scrap.
Yeah.
Some sort of scrap that happens to not intentionally hold, but has some sort of element that is key to the plot. Yeah, I reckon that's probably, I've dug in a bin and I've found the...
What is she doing in the
don't
bin?
worry,
Oh,
that's
she's
just
a
a
weirdo. So the weirdo.
The weirdo. I love it. It's
Good
great.
one. We'll get you right up on the board.
And Ashwin, for you, we're going to ask the same question we asked to Taylor last episode. What movie do you think would be improved by adding the Doctor?
Probably like every 90s porn. Like if he could come in and he could just... let's talk about porn. Anyway, if he could just come in and transform the scripts, add a little bit of science fiction, because the plots are so wafer thin.
Oh, I don't think they don't think they write plots, do they?
Don't they?
Don't you just come and clean the pool and then they all
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
have anal sex?
Yeah.
Isn't that porn?
Modern porns try to be like write a script, and there's a porn parody of the Lion King called the Loin King, and they sing.
My Lord, can they sing?
No. What I love is the idea of those porn parodies, and also the fact that they make safe for work trailers that they put on YouTube, as if someone's at work watching it and the boss is like, that's fine, it's safe for work. It's like, no, it's not. So Hakuna Matata is come on my tartars.
Oh my God.
I'm sick. Yeah, I'm sick of that genre. I think it should be the other way. I think someone should turn up at your front door and be like, I'm here for the golden shower.
Yeah.
And then it all ends up with him cleaning the pool. And that's the whole point of the movie.
That's what I would like. Yeah.
That's more, as you get older, that's more important.
Yeah. Yeah, I've come to fix your plumbing. Fantastic. It's, and then that's all.
So you say a generic 90s porn movie where the Doctor makes it more wholesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
going to love to see what Photoshop thing you're going to
exactly,
do for that. You should do like a romance novel or something like that.
Maybe. We'll see.
Something with, who was the guy who used to be on the cover of all of the Mills and Boon ones?
Fabio.
Fabio. I'm the most beautiful man in the world. Wrote to me.
It's going to be hard
Sean
to...
McAuliffe used to do that.
Because all of those old porn movies is basically just like pictures of women that get fucked in the movie.
Yeah.
They really didn't have graphic design back then.
The women have, what their only motivation is to get humped. That's it. I'm just always sitting around in a see-through black teddy going, when's the plumber coming? Never turns up.
And then he arrives and you're like, when's the plumber coming? So I can get this over and done with. All right, thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you guys have anything that you would like to plug?
I'm a director of Big Fork Theatre, which is a Brisbane-based improv comedy company. We're launching a Thursday night show on top of our Friday night show. So if you're ever in town and you would like to laugh a lot on a Thursday, head on down to the Paddington substation, 7:30 any Thursday you want. Oh, it's called School Night Comedy.
Fantastic. And do you have a comedian page or...?
I do. Just type Taylor Edwards into Facebook and the one with me with a pouty little mouth comes up. It's Taylor Edwards Comedy. And on Instagram, it's Taylor Edwards Comedian.
Ashwin?
I've got a show in November called Rasa, which is about emotional manipulation, trying to get the audience to feel 8 separate but annoying emotions.
Ooh.
Yeah. So just Google Rasa, which is probably easier than spelling Ashwin Segkar. Just Google Rasa and Wonderland Festival.
And do you have a comedy page as well?
Yeah, Ashwin Segkar Comedy on Facebook.
Ashwin, very funny.
Thanks.
Anything to promote, Nicchia?
All in?
Oh, yeah.
For last Friday in September.
As always, you can follow Adam O'Sullivan Comedian on Facebook and visit thenerdinfinite.com. D4WH is on Facebook. Give our page a like for updates and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at D4WHpod. We'll post questions and polls and would love your input and feedback. Rate and review us on iTunes, recommend us on Facebook and follow us on Podbean. We are also now available on Spotify and Stitcher. Tell your friends about us, and if you see someone on the street wearing a Doctor Who shirt, politely go up to them and suggest our podcast. Get the word out. The suggestion this week is Hollywood Walk of Fame, and the item is a saucy sandwich. You might be walking down the Hollywood Walk of Fame trying to find a Doctor Who star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm not entirely sure that there is one.
There's not, and there should be.
There should be, that's right. Well, Weird Al only got one in the last couple of years.
That's right, I'll stick it over Trump's.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, God, does Trump have one? Of
Yes.
course he does. You might be walking, you feel a bit hungry, so you're like, oh, just stop into this sandwich spot right here, and you buy yourself a lovely little sandwich. It's just a normal sandwich. You sit down, you open it, but you open it up and there's our faces, and you
That's saucy.
sorry, I'm feeling a little bit warm, feeling a little bit hot here, and you realise it's a very saucy sandwich.
I'm a little
And
moist
as
now.
you bite down on our faces and we scream into your mouth,
What the fuck?
remember that you have yet to catch up on the brand new episode of D4WH. So please get the word out with your saucy sandwich on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Until next time, keep searching the skies for the Doctor.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
This has been a production of the Nerd Infinite. And then the sound of dragons spitting fire and stuff. What? Why are you looking at me like that?